What's going on, guys? I'm your host Francis Beau here to give you guys my thoughts and opinions on anything going on in the world of entertainment, and we've got a ton of stuff to talk about today. I did a whole movie news video yesterday or a couple days ago, but today we got tons of stuff to talk about today in the world of movies. So much going on. We're getting very, very close to San Diego Comic-Con, which a bunch of trailers and stuff are going to be released, and I plan to do a huge video talking about all the trailers that get released at San Diego Comic-Con. But we have a ton of news to talk about here in this video alone. So let's get down with it because there's a lot of stuff in here that I'm actually pretty excited about, and I wanted to talk about it with you guys in this video. So let's dive right into it right now. So the very first thing that I want to talk about is something that has been at this point announced. We've heard a few things moving forward, but it hasn't been greenlit. Now it has been officially greenlit, and that is the Joker origin movie. I haven't got a chance to talk about it on this channel, I don't believe. I think I did a video once when they did the announcement, but I haven't really touched on it since then. Um, we have Joker origin movie is now officially greenlit, and filming begins this fall. So they're going to be getting on the fast track. I think that a script is still in the works. Actually no, I think they have a script already done, and they're heading into pre-production right now. And yes, they have confirmed it. Joaquin Phoenix himself is going to be playing the Joker, and I am actually pretty interested for this film. We have Todd Phillips, who is directing it, who of course you guys know he directed War Dogs, and I think he also directed Hangover. I don't hold me accountable for that. I think he directed the Hangover movies, right? Let me just look it up right now so I do not mess it up. Todd Phillips. Yeah, he directed Hangover Part 2 and Part 3. And yeah. Did he direct all of them? Hold on. He directed the first one, and he directed the second one, and he directed the third one. Yep. He directed the Hangover trilogy and the War Dogs, and he has involvement with A Star Is Born, which is coming out this year, which I'm pretty excited for. But he's directing the Joker origin movie, and Martin Scorsese himself is producing the film. Yes, Martin Scorsese, you know him for Goodfellas and a whole bunch of other well-crafted. And t- 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 um, Goodfellas is the only one that pops in my head right now. Oh, and Silence. I think he did Silence recently. Um, but I just can't think right now. I'm just a little bit tired. But yeah, Martin Scorsese himself is going to be producing the film, which I'm excited for. Very, very curious to see what route they're going to do with this movie. I don't know what they're going to plan to do. It's a very low budget, which I'm very happy about. Happy that they're not putting too much money towards this. I think it's like $60 million. I think that's what the budget is for this film, which is great. I love that we're doing small. Don't go too big. I think that for this film, it definitely needs to be a smaller budget. So I'm glad that they're maintaining a smaller budget. And I have a very good feeling that this might be rated R, and I'm very, very excited. And what I'm also pretty excited for, and I know it sounds kind of ridiculous considering what I'm going to pull out right now, but I'm actually kind of happy that it's not in the DCEU. Because I don't hate the DCEU. I mean, admittedly, if I go over here for a second, I don't know if my camera just shut. I mean, I have all of the DC Extended Universe movies right now. I don't have Justice League. I plan to get Justice League soon. Because admittedly, I have fun with these movies. I know that they're not, I say in my reviews, they're not the greatest films of all time, but, I still have fun with them. I mean, I like Man of Steel. I admittedly liked Batman vs Superman, the extended cut. I think the extended cut's not terrible. Suicide Squad it was the weak point, definitely the weak point of the series. And Wonder Woman is great. I love Wonder Woman. I still haven't opened it yet, but I love Wonder Woman. So, admittedly, I have all the DC Extended Universe movies, but I don't want this movie to be in the DCEU. I think it's great that it's going to stand on its own. I very much am excited to see what they plan to do with this Joker film. I know we're getting a Jared Leto Joker film, and I have my thoughts on that one, but I might save it for a separate video. But no, I'm very excited for this origin movie, and I'm very excited that's not in this universe because I don't think this type of story is going to work within the DCEU. So very, very excited, and I'm going to put these movies back. Okay, So yeah, very excited for the Joker origin movie. Very excited to see what Martin Scorsese and Todd Phillips and Johan Phoenix plan to do with the film. So, all right. So enough of that. Now let's talk about something that I am personally very very excited for. I think that there's a lot of potential for this, and that is Neil Blomkamp is set to direct a direct sequel to the original 1987 Robocop, which has an official title, which is being called Robocop Returns, and is also confirmed to be rated R. So it's not like that 2014 crap where it was PG-13. Well, and I think it was crap. I know some people thought it was okay, but I thought it was crap. Um, and Neil Blomkamp is set to direct RoboCop Returns, and I like this. I like the director choice. He did District 9, which I really really enjoyed. I think he also did Chappie, which admittedly I did not hate. I thought it was passable. Um, I think that he's a good choice for RoboCop for a direct sequel to RoboCop. I think that this is uh, a good choice, and I love RoboCop. I have the complete trilogy here. I don't know why. I mean, I don't like the third one all that much, but admittedly, the sequel is not the worst thing in the world. But I think, the reason why RoboCop 3 didn't work for me is because it was PG-13. And same thing would happen with the 2014 version, is that it was PG-13. These movies are meant to be rated R. There's a reason why they're rated R, because the violence in these films, they're ultra, ultra violent, especially in the first one. The first one is pretty violent with the blood squids and everything. So I'm very, very happy that they're gonna go rated R, and please get the original guy back for RoboCop. Bring him back. Peter Weller, I think that's his name. Um, Bring him back. I want to see him back as the original RoboCop. If you're gonna do a direct sequel to the original, gotta get the OG back. So if we're do what they're doing with the new Halloween movie. If you're bringing Jamie Lee Curtis back for the new Halloween sequel, which is a direct sequel to the original, follow the same path. Bring Peter Weller back to play RoboCop for RoboCop Returns. And I like the title. I like the title RoboCop Returns. Kind of cool. So I love RoboCop. It's one of my favorite action movies of all time. It's one of my favorite. I have like a top 40, 50, like a top 40 favorites of all time list. RoboCop is on that list, and I just love this movie. I really love the first movie a lot. Like I said, the sequel, okay, and the third one, but yeah. Please do the sequel justice. So there you go. All right, now we have one trailer review, and that's for Mary Queen of Scots. I think that's how I say the last part. It's a new drama pick about. It has a Saoirse Ronan. I think that's how you say her name. She was the recent Academy Award nominee for Lady Bird for Best Actress, and also we have Margot Robbie herself. Um, I like the pair up, but I don't know how to feel about the trailer. It's all right. It didn't wow me. It's nothing that's gonna make me honestly probably go to the theater. Maybe if it gets really good word of mouth, perhaps I might go see it. But as of right now, I might pass on it. Just because the trailer didn't really grab me, and I don't know. This movie's probably gonna rely a lot on word of mouth. It has great cast, but I really need to see more and get some more word of mouth, because the first trailer didn't really blow me away. Just because the only thing that made me watch the trailer is because of Margot Robbie and the other person's name, which I cannot pronounce. So, but we'll see. Maybe it might be good. All right, now let's get back to the movie news. The next bit of movie news um, is something very interesting, because I didn't actually think we were going to get this announcement till later this year, but we got it now, and that is we have a director set for Marvel's Black Widow, which is very, very interesting, because if you guys don't know, a Black Widow movie is actually happening, and we now have a director, and it is Kate Shortland. And Kate Shortland, she's done a few indie films, I believe. This is her first feature full, big project. And Scarlett Johansson, of course, is going to be back to be playing Black Widow. And I heard she's the one she actually pitched Kate Shortland to the Marvel ups. So She must very, very much like this director. And it has been also confirmed that this movie is, in terms of the timeline where it falls in the MCU, this is a movie that's supposed to be set before the original Avengers. So, um, very, very interesting. And no word of a release date right now. Most likely within the Phase 4 route, whatever happens in there. Um, so, very, very interesting. Um, I am game for a Black Widow movie. I'm very, very curious as to what they're going to do. Are they going to talk about how she got into S.H.I.E.L.D., her early days with S.H.I.E.L.D.? It has to be something revolving around S.H.I.E.L.D. Um, so, look, admittedly, I don't know a lot about Black Widow in terms of her origins. I gather most of my comic book knowledge through movies, and throughout the MCU, we don't know a lot about Black Widow. Um, we just we just know she is an Avenger, but we don't know a lot about her backstory. We got to get a little bit of a glimpse in Age of Ultron. I think maybe that little glimpse will probably expand into the feature length film that we might see. Um, but like I said, I'm game for a Black Widow movie. I'm just very, very curious as to what route they plan to do, especially since it's set before the Avengers. Are they going to be doing it how she got into Shield, or her days as an assassin, how she got to be trained? Who knows? Maybe they might just do what Red Sparrow did, because if you watch Red Sparrow, it's clearly a Black Widow movie. Um, I think if they follow in the steps of Red Sparrow, they could probably pull off a decent Black Widow movie. Admittedly have not seen Red Sparrow, but I've just seen the trailers, and just from the trailers, it clearly looks like a Black Widow movie. I don't know if that's what it is. You guys let me know. How was Red Sparrow? Because I didn't get a chance to see it. I heard it was, eh. But just based on the trailers, and also seeing a lot of clips from Red Sparrow, it reminded me a lot of like Black Widow. So um, I don't know if that's the style that they might go for, but who knows? We don't know a lot about the movie right now, but we will see later. But all right, now let's talk about some first look images. We have some first look images for two movies that I am very, very excited for, and both are going to be at SDCC this year, and both are confirmed to have trailers. So I'm very, very excited to see these trailers. First one we're going to talk about is Glass. That's right, M. Night Shyamalan's conclusion to, spoiler alert, his superhero trilogy. We had Unbreakable, we had Split, and now we get Glass, which is coming out January of 2019, and I'm so pumped. I'm so, so pumped for Glass. And we have our first look images. I didn't get a chance to talk about the poster that he released as well. I adore the poster. I think it's a really, really cool looking poster. Very contrast. It has a lot of symbolism to it, which I very much enjoy. And I am excited for this movie. I really, really am. I like the images. We got to see a lot of Samuel L. Jackson in the photos, because it is about it. I feel feeling the movie's gonna be more about him, because in Unbreakable it was focused more on Bruce Willis's character. In Split it was all about James McAvoy's character. So in Glass it would make sense if it was about Samuel L. Jackson's character, and it's called Glass, Mr. Glass, Glass. So um, it makes sense if the film is about him. Thus, he is going to be more prominent in the photos. There's an interesting photo between James McAvoy's character and Anna Taylor-Joy's character. Both were from Split, and they're both in a scene together. I'm very, very curious about how she's going to play in the story. Also, with Sarah Paulson's character, I'm very, very curious about how some of these characters are going to play into the story, and how do they get captured? That's my question. How do they get captured? Perhaps this is like the middle chunk of the film. It's not like, like the full thing, or like, like it's not how the film starts. Maybe like this is the middle act, like the second act. Um, but we'll see. I'm very, very interested to see how Glass performs. I very much like Unbreakable. I love Split, and I'm very curious and excited for Glass to see how this little trilogy concludes. Um, but now let's talk about what I am very, very excited for. I am very, very excited for this movie, particularly because I'm a huge fan of the franchise. I'm a huge fan of this um, of these types of these characters, and that is we have our first look images for Godzilla, King of the Monsters. I am so excited for this movie. I am a huge Godzilla fan. I really, really love all the Godzilla characters. I love like King Ghidorah, Mothra, Rodan. Uh, as a angry video game says, just like to say, Destroya. Um, I love all those characters. I really, really do. I also like King Kong, Mecha Godzilla, um, like, all these really cool characters. I love all these characters. Um, I'm very, very happy that the MonsterVerse works. I'm very, very happy that the MonsterVerse is a thing. I really, admittedly, I might be in the minority, but I did enjoy the 2014 Godzilla. I know some people had some complaints with it, but I had a lot of fun watching it. And same thing can be said for Kong Skull Island. I had a lot of fun with Kong Skull Island, and I'm very, very excited to see where Godzilla, King of the Monsters, goes. We're getting three monsters in this film. We're getting Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah himself. So I am so pumped. We got a little bit of a tease in Kong Skull Island, and we have our first look images, and I love these images. One of them is with Millie Bobby Brown and another actress that I can't remember her name. Um, but we got Millie Bobby Brown who's starring in the film, and we have, of course, an image of Godzilla himself breathing his atomic breath upwards, and it shows this really badass looking photo of Godzilla. Is that Monster Island? I'm just throwing a little bit of a speculation on the photo. Is the island that he's at, is that Monster Island? I would lose it if that was Monster Island. You know Monster Island, if you watch the original show, or not the original show, the original movies, they had this thing called Monster Island, where all the monsters, like Godzilla, King Ghidorah, where they all lived in peace. So is that like um, a tease of Monster Island? That would be pretty sick. The director of Godzilla, King of the Monsters, also stated that he will be throwing little crumbs, little hints towards King Kong, which sets up the Godzilla versus King Kong movie. So I am very, very pumped for that as well, and I am very, very pumped for Godzilla, King of the Monsters, because as I said, I am a huge Godzilla fan. I really like Godzilla, and I am very, very excited to see a trailer, and I am digging these images, and I cannot wait. As I said, I love the 2014 Godzilla, and I actually really enjoyed Kong Skull Island as well. So bring on Godzilla, King of the Monsters. I am very, very excited. So yeah, that is it for this video. Those are all my thoughts on all the news in the world of movies right now. Let me know your thoughts about everything that I've talked about. And that is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, as with these videos, Beau out. See you next time. Peace.